Have you ever felt your prayers weren't solemn enough, not sacred enough, simply because you weren't kneeling or clasping your hands in some perfect posture? Have you ever, in utter exhaustion, just wanted to lie in bed and whisper to God, only to hear a judgmental voice in your head declare it disrespectful, lazy? If so, I want you to listen to this story. I once knew a young woman named Lily, a soul full of fervor and reverence for God. Every evening, no matter how busy or tired she was, she would take time to kneel by her bed, hands clasped tightly, eyes closed, offering solemn prayers. For her, it was the only way to show absolute respect. But then life happened. A new job, invisible pressures, and long nights spent caring for her ailing mother drained her strength. Many nights, Lily would return home utterly exhausted. She would barely manage to fall onto her bed, and in the space between wakefulness and sleep, she would whisper weary prayers, heavy sighs rising to God before she drifted off. The next morning, she always woke with a sense of guilt. She felt she had failed, that those improperly postured prayers could never reach His throne. She believed God only listened to prayers offered meticulously and solemnly. One day, seeing Lily's distress, I told her some stories, not distant tales, but true glimpses of some of the greatest prayers ever uttered from the most unexpected postures. I told her about King Hezekiah, a powerful monarch who had built and strengthened his kingdom through faith and wisdom. But then, a severe illness struck, pushing him to the brink of death. Physicians shook their heads and courtiers wept. The word from God, delivered by the prophet, declared his days were numbered. Where was King Hezekiah at that moment? He wasn't in a magnificent temple. He wasn't kneeling on an expensive velvet cushion. He was lying on his sickbed, weak and despairing. But in that moment, he did something extraordinary. He turned his face to the wall, an act of profound solitude and agony, and he wept. His tears flowed, and his prayer was not an elaborate eulogy, but a sincere cry from the depths of his soul, reminding God of His faithfulness, of the good He had done. And do you know what? God heard. He heard the prayer uttered from a sickbed, from a posture of decline and helplessness. He saw King Hezekiah's broken heart and granted him 15 more years of life. That sickbed, through sincerity, became a more sacred altar than any temple. I then told Lily about Jacob, a man on his journey back home after many years away, his heart filled with fear about meeting the brother he had once deceived. One night, alone by a stream, a stranger appeared and wrestled with him until daybreak. That struggle wasn't just physical. It was a battle of the soul. Sweat, dust, and exhaustion enveloped him. In the midst of that struggle, Jacob prayed. His prayer wasn't a gentle whisper. It was a powerful plea, a desperate cry uttered between gasps for breath. I will not let you go unless you bless me. He wasn't kneeling. He wasn't clasping his hands. He was clinging, wrestling, using every last ounce of his strength to hold on to hope, and God answered. He not only blessed him, but also gave him a new name, a new identity. That prayer, offered in a posture of struggle, amidst chaos and weariness, changed his entire life. Then I reminded her of Hannah, a woman tormented by the pain of infertility. She went to the temple, where everyone was praying loudly. But she did not. She stood there, heartbroken, and merely moved her lips. Not a sound escaped. Her prayer was a silent river of tears and choked sobs within her heart. The priest, seeing her, quickly judged her, thinking she was drunk. He only saw her outward posture, but he did not see the storm raging within her soul. But God saw. God heard the unspoken words. He understood the anguish of a broken heart, and He granted her a son who later became a great prophet. And there was King David, from his days as a shepherd boy to his time as king. His prayers, recorded in the Psalms, were offered from everywhere, in every posture. He prayed in the fields while tending sheep. He prayed in caves while fleeing enemies. He prayed lying prostrate on the ground, lamenting his sins. His prayers were cries, sobs, and songs of joy. For King David, prayer was not a ritual, but breath itself, a continuous dialogue with the one he loved and trusted. When I finished, Lily was silent for a long moment. Her eyes welled up, but not from sadness or guilt. They were tears of liberation. She realized that all this time she had focused too much on the outward shell of prayer and forgotten the core, a sincere connection from the heart. Prayer is not an elaborate performance staged to impress God. He doesn't need perfect postures. He yearns for a truthful heart. He wants to hear your heart's cry, whether it's uttered in solemn kneeling or in a weary sigh on your pillow or amidst the struggles of life's difficulties. The Bible calls us to pray without ceasing. This call doesn't mean we must kneel 24/7. That's impossible. It means transforming our entire lives into a continuous conversation with God. Pray when you drive to work. Pray when you're cooking. Pray when you're happy. Pray when you're sad. Pray when you're strong. And especially, pray when you are weakest. God doesn't turn away when you're tired. On the contrary, it is in those most vulnerable moments, when you no longer have the strength to perform, that your prayers become most genuine and powerful. The posture of prayer, whether kneeling, standing, or lying down, holds no power in itself. It is merely a personal tool to help us focus. If kneeling helps you feel reverent, then do it. If walking in the park and talking to God helps you feel close, that is a wonderful prayer. If lying in bed and pouring out your heart to Him is the only thing you can do, then know that it is an offering pleasing to God. So, my friend, the next time someone makes you feel your prayer is less valuable because of your posture, smile and remember King Hezekiah on his sickbed, Jacob in his struggle, Hannah with her silent prayer, and King David in every circumstance. Don't let any man-made rules hinder your conversation with your Heavenly Father. He isn't looking for a perfect performer. He is looking for you. He is listening not with the ears of the world, but with the heart of a loving Father. And the only thing He desires is your sincere heart, no matter where you are, in whatever posture.